I knew the scheming woman had invited her relatives from the countryside to the business dinner just to eat and drink for free, but I didn't stop her. I simply stood by and watched as my boyfriend brought the big client into the private room. The scheming woman ruined an important business meeting, yet she didn't feel guilty at all. Instead, she confidently said that although her parents and relatives were from the countryside, they were her most honored guests. She said inviting them to accompany the most important client was actually giving the client face. She even questioned us in front of everyone, asking if we looked down on her rural background. I didn't say a word. I just watched her make a fool of herself because only I knew. This was the ending she deserved in the previous life. I found out she brought her relatives to freeload and immediately warned my boyfriend to kick them out. We successfully closed the deal, but she accused me of stealing her spotlight. She made a huge scene at the hotel and ran out only to get hit by a car and die on the spot. My boyfriend blamed me for everything and personally strangled me to death. So in this life, when I woke up again on the day of the business dinner, I decided not to say a word. I would let them destroy themselves. Later, that day we went to the airport to pick up the client, but the business car never arrived. When I turned around, I saw the scheming woman riding over slowly on a tiny electric scooter. She smiled and said the business car was wasteful and traffic was horrible during rush hour, so it was better to pick up the client with her beloved scooter. She said it was her most prized possession and told us to treat it with care. The assistant was too shocked to speak. My boyfriend awkwardly explained that the company car had a problem and offered to drive the client himself. The client smiled politely and pretended to take it as a joke, but I knew. His good impression was slowly fading at the restaurant. My boyfriend said he had a surprise for the client, but when he opened the private room door, it was full of the scheming woman's countryside relatives. Before the client could even sit down, they were already wolfing down the food, oil dripping from their mouths. The client was stunned and turned to ask if this was the surprise my boyfriend had prepared, thinking he had entered the wrong room. My boyfriend was about to step out to check, but the scheming woman quickly said he hadn't. This was the room she had booked. The moment her relatives saw her, they loudly praised her, said she was doing well, bringing the whole family to eat at a high-end restaurant, and even said they arrived in luxury business cars. My boyfriend's face turned pale. He had clearly told her to invite industry leaders, but she boldly argued that having strangers there would be uncomfortable, and only family felt truly close. I stood on the side, sneering inside. This was a business dinner, not a countryside wedding banquet. Those who accompany the client represent respect and the strength of the company. My boyfriend panicked and immediately told them to leave, saying he'd rearrange everything. The assistant lost it on the spot and questioned if this was how he treated clients. The scheming woman still tried to defend herself, but my boyfriend cut her off harshly and told her to get her relatives out immediately. Her relatives left grumbling, still complaining they hadn't eaten enough. The room was a complete mess. My boyfriend tried to smooth things over, apologized to the client, said it was a misunderstanding, and quickly offered to change the menu. He asked